right.
Hey, Bruce.
What up, Bruce? Those mga bangers, dami nyo rin.
Hey, what's up?
Seems like
Yeah,
8 is a better time because everyone gets to get home
sabagay, no? Yeah,
from work, if you're going to the office.
yep. Bruce, what's up? John, the usuals.
Uy, si JK.
What's up, JK?
Hey, what's up? D Prime, what's up as well? Yes, Carjewel week, where we can finally watch our wrestling at the normal evening time.
Dami nagreklamong ano,
Yeah, too
yan
early now. Like,
for for experiencing what we get to experience on a monthly basis.
Oh,
Like
nakakaya naman sa inyo. Kawawa naman
fuck
kayo.
y'all, though. Like, man.
Nakakaya naman.
I legit saw some people bitching about the morning start.
Like I say, for a lot of people, they don't understand or they don't really pay attention to the fact that we actually have to do this every morning.
No,
Pag may, not just for PLEs, but for also for Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
yes,
Yeah, so Dane is in Perth right
yeah.
now.
Let's shout out the Hubby Daisy.
When,
He
when, when it was
flew
first
all the way to
when it was
Perth.
first announced, I was planning to do it, but I
Oh
don't have
God,
the
yeah.
money. It's really tough. It's really tough. So if you
Yeah.
have the money and you're able to do it, lubusin yung mga, ano, I don't think it's gonna be the last time they're gonna go to Western Australia either.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be regularly sa Australia at this point. So that's like the place to go, diba? The nearest place to go.
Hey, Ninang Abby. Thank you for tuning
Hey
in.
Abby, what's up? Yeah. Glendale, what's up? He's eating at a buffet. Nice.
Bakit mo kami pinapanood habang nagbo-buffet ka? Enjoyin mo naman yung buffet, Glendale.
Oh, may time limit yan.
No, buffets don't have time limits.
Oh,
Time
Some
limit
do,
is
some do,
closing time.
some do.
I have
alright,
never been
alright.
to such a buffet. I don't know what buffets you guys go to.
No,
Yeah,
meron talaga.
alam
Kasi,
ko meron eh.
merong buffet na may time limit. Like, I can't name which, pero I have seen a buffet that puts a limit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure, Jasper. I haven't eaten there in a while. So,
Uh,
then again, sure, naka-experience na rin ako ng unlimited na ano, na may time limit and then yung mga kasama ko, binaon nila yung chicken tsaka pork chop. Nasa jeep na kami, kinakain pa rin nila.
Yun yung hindi
yeah.
pwede.
Yeah, how could you how could they do that?
They have
Wait.
two hands, the left and the right. Yung isa
Oh,
doon, nasa Discord natin.
Glendale says hot pot.
That's hot pot
Yung
siya. Nice.
so yeah, yung parang mga
Alright.
yeah, that's nice.
Si JK gusto ng Japan PLE. Wag ako yung sabihan mo si Emil Nate. Siya yung nando sa writer's room eh. Oh, magandang tanong yan. Nasaan daw si AJ Lee? Hindi ko rin
Yeah.
alam.
That's a good question right there.
I have a question.
Go.
Do you think CM Punk's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship by the end of the year?
please hit my music and yeet.
My name is Colin Cash Money Cannon.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus, Paul London.
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe in the Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
This is Lola Vice. I love you so much.
They love my Latina heat.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed.
You are CM Punk.
We are pretty deadly. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name.
Say his name and he appears.
Stan C, the voice of Philippine wrestling, University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Romoran, the fancy daddy. University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Liao, Best Gout Machine, San Sebastian College Recoletos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television.
Emil Nate, small forward, the Ateneo de Naga University.
When you're listening.
You're listening.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
And you're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
To the Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast.
Hola, Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
Huy.
You're watching and listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. Stan C. Romoran and Emil Nate checking in for your weekly Thursday live stream. And we are so pumped for the weekend because it is Crown Jewel weekend, and it's not just any Crown Jewel. It is one that will be held in our time zone. And it's so cool that we're actually going to get to watch a PLE, a Raw, and a SmackDown in our time zone. I don't know about you guys, but ako sobrang excited ako because this clearly doesn't happen often enough.
I share your sentiments, Dad. I am excited for the weekend, for SmackDown and Raw to be held at 8 p.m. So we can really watch it at the prime time, di ba? Kasabay ng Batang Quiapo. and Crown Jewel.
Sa dinami-dami ng shows, yun talaga yung shoutout mo.
Yun yung katapat.
It is the number
diba?
one show on primetime.
Exactly. And on Saturday, magkita-kita tayo lahat sa Hobby Stadium for the Crown Jewel viewing party.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown hasn't been on primetime in the Philippines since the days of Jack TV.
Oh.
It hasn't been on a Friday in the Philippines pala, since the days of Jack TV. So,
Ayun.
lubusin nyo yan. It's going to be strange to actually have SmackDown be on a Friday night tomorrow night.
Oh, literal Friday night SmackDown siya. Tapos yung Raw, literal na Monday night. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Imagine that.
So yeah, like Emil said, kita-kita kayo. Kayo, kasi wala ako dun. Sa Crown Jewel Perth viewing party at Hobby Stadium. That is on Saturday, October 11. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8. You can still get your tickets last day or so. For you to get your your early bird tickets after that walk-in prices na. So again, go to Hobby Stadium on Saturday, October 11 for the Crown Jewel Perth live viewing party. Right.
Yes, you guys there.
Let's get to our next plug. We've got Halloween Quiz Night. Ito, announced na to, official na to. We've got Quizzle Pabuza happening on Halloween itself, October 31. So, couple of things going on. First off, it is a wrestling-themed quiz night. So, the questions obviously are about wrestling. But please also come in your favorite wrestling costume or your coolest wrestling costume. Kasi yung pinakamagandang costume, bibigyan natin yan ng prize. So one of our OG patrons has already sponsored a ticket to Puso Wrestling Alamat happening at the end of November for the best costume sa Quizzle Pabuza. So we will see you there. We've also got prizes to give away for the winners of Quiz Night.
Yeah, 500 pesos per ticket. Just show up. Wala na tayong early birds. Just come in and have fun. A couple of people have already gotten their costumes. Mine is on the way. So
yeah, ako din. I already have my costume. Ako din.
Si Emil Nate, may dance number yun ulit. Last year, di ba, nag-big pressure siya. So
That was
may dance
Rowan.
number siya
That was
ulit.
Rowan. That was
Si
Rowan.
Rowan ba?
That was Rowan, yeah.
Oo nga pala. Pero this year, yung live Emil Nate dance break gagawin natin yan. Mag-ever after si Emil Nate.
Sige, gawin natin yan.
Yun,
Oh, yun.
pumayag siya. It's on the
Pumayag siya.
record. It's on the record.
Nakaukit sa bato.
Wala nang atrasan yan, ha, Emil Nate.
Yeah,
May live Emil Nate dance break tayo. Kailangan
a dance
kailangan
routine.
magmi-mean mug ka pa habang sumasayaw. Para bigay na bigay, parang universal motion dancer ka.
Yeah, y'all better go.
Yeah.
All right, Emil Nate, tell them how they can support the podcast through Patreon and sponsorships.
All right, so you can support the podcast in two ways. First is, through sponsorships. We need sponsorships. If you want to plug your product, if you want us to do some content to promote your product, open kami dyan, no? So our doors is open for that. You can email us at hello.wrestlingwrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. So email nyo lang kami, madali rin naman kaming kausap. So ayan. So and also you can support the podcast through Patreon and Gag. It's at patreon.com/wrestlingwrestlingpodcast and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod for as low as $5. You get the Discord server, you get first dibs to everything. You get priorities to everything that we do, events that we hold, the mga pasabay, so everything. And it's also a way to support the podcast that has been going strong for the last 11 years, bringing you the best wrestling content here. And yeah, you could again, the links are patreon.com/wrestlingpodcast and gagnow.com/wrestling2xpod for those $5.
All right, last bit before we get to some news. Put over the Converge Netflix bundle.
Yes, so people are wondering where they could watch, their favorite WWE programming, their Raw, their SmackDown, their NXTs, and their PLEs. And you could experience you could do that via Netflix. You could watch it also via Blast TV. You could experience both at their best with the Converge Netflix bundle. There are three tiers to that plan: the $17.98 and $99.98, and the 2298. So you get high speed internet, you get the experience box, you get your free Netflix account, and it's just the best internet bundle at the moment, in my opinion. So you could either subscribe or upgrade through the customer service email, or if you have a Converge office in your area, you could go there as well. So again, Converge will always put you over, and you're number one in our hearts.
Wow.
Ayan.
All right.
Wow.
Let's start with some news from outside the ring. So some wrestling free agency news here. Santos Escobar was reported to have his contract expire just earlier this week. So people started wondering, ano nang mangyayari kay Santos? Saan na siya magtatrabaho? And then a day later, binalita na he has re-signed with WWE.
Yeah, this is extremely strange, and I don't say this as a hater at all of Santos. I'm a big King Cuerno and Hijo del Fantasma fan, but this is strange that the story was they listened to his creative concerns about the creative team. Okay, fair, totally fair. Then they offered him a much higher deal to stay. And the weird part is this is a guy that they really just shelved at the end of his last deal. It wasn't like it wasn't even like the recent example of Karrion Kross where he was getting a PPV spot, PLE spot, before he was shown the door, before he let his contract expire. So I don't understand why exactly they're opting to keep again, no shade, a mid-carder like Santos that they didn't really care about until now. Like, is the PR hit of, not of Santos potentially exposing the company and potentially saying that, they don't care about me, and, stuff like that, and just going to the competition, even if, one of the possibilities was joining TNA, even though people reportedly were expecting him to go to AEW. Like, was it really all worth it for someone they didn't really care about? Like, the chances are high, sure, that we'll see him tomorrow on SmackDown, and he'll have something fun to do. Pero like a lot of these big re-signings and even big signings, parang eventually they'll be lost in the shuffle once again because the roster is just that deep. So something's not quite adding up in the way the business was being conducted here with regard to Santos.
Yeah, I will share yung sentiments ni Ro na actually matagal nang wala sa WWE programming si Santos, diba? If maalala nyo, parang the Garzas are doing their own thing na, diba? Ever since winning the AAA tag team championship. So parang nasanay na ako na silang dalawa na lang. So parang nawala sa consciousness ko si Santos. And this is basically the first time that we've heard anything about him ever since what? Like early this year, diba? And it has to do with his contract expiring. So I was expecting that he was gonna be gone, and kaya nga sobrang nabigla ako na they re-sign him. I think yung tanong ni Rona why WWE possibly did this. I think they just did it so that they could avoid him going to the competition.
Why didn't they do it for Cross though? Like Cross was a much bigger hype prospect.
Mas may possibility kasi for me may possibility na Santos goes to AEW than Cross is maybe my way of thinking about it. Especially with AEW and CMLL also having a relationship, so maybe Santos might go to CMLL and eventually go to AEW, just like what maybe Andrade did. Yun din, isa din, di ba? Andrade just
they
came
fired
over there,
Andrade
diba?
No, they fired him. That's a
tama,
difference.
yeah, that's also tama. But I guess that's the only reason why I could think na maybe they did this. If they have any plans for him, then good. They have to do it now, diba? While the iron is still hot.
Mhm. Baka yung memo di pa nakakaskade sa writer's room nyo, Emil.
I don't know.
Mhm. Before we get to our next topic, we got to shout out one of our regulars, Julian, who is turning a year older today. Happy birthday, Julian!
Happy birthday, Julian! We better see you
Ang
next
regalo
week.
mo ay mapayagan ka ng pumunta sa NextCon.
We better see you next week, Jasper, Julian.
Yung annual gift mo is the knowledge that you share a birthday with the late great Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero, yes, yeah.
October 9, awesome birthday.
Saying hey to Albert on YouTube as well, and someone called Brooklyn Joker who says he's going to Bound for Glory this weekend to see Santana beat Trick Williams for the TNA.
Wow!
Have fun, man. Have fun.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're gonna be predicting Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory tonight on the live stream. So, ayun, let's get to some news and highlights first. Simulan natin sa Dynamite, where Samoa Joe explained why he's pissed at Hangman. Sabi niya, Hangman is a pretender and hindi daw siya worthy of being a world champion. So yun daw pala yung kinainit ng dugo ni Samoa Joe. What did you think about him, being in a suit and being pretty calm and subdued with the way that he spoke? Like yung intensity niya, pinulback niya.
Honestly, don't know about this one. It would have made sense if Joe was healer, but he wasn't. He's a babyface, and he was helping
No,
Hangman.
he's not a baby. He's a babyface, but also he is also like he has been elevated to the point now. Okay, Joe is Joe. Like a lot of how a lot of main eventers are just main eventers. Diba? Like how Roman is Roman, and he has never changed his personality post Tribal Chief. Diba? So what? It's one of those characters that allows for a bit of a gray area because he is just being authentically himself, and that's pretty cool. I think it is like a couple of weeks or a few weeks until a couple of weeks kasi kasabay pa ng next one weekend yung Wrestle Dream.
Yes,
so
it is 1 week from Saturday.
Yeah, 1 week from Saturday. So they have to really put the pedal to the metal here and just try to make something while recovering from a quick turnaround time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sige, go ahead.
Okay. Sige. It's funny lang na parang si Emil's just like, not so sure about this.
I mean, to be fair, it is a filler feud kasi. So I'm not as maybe invested as other people.
right.
It just screams that they just tried something here because we have an upcoming title match. That's how I see it.
Okay. Sige. Let's congratulate Ate Lacey Lane for making her Dynamite debut and answering Mercedes Monet's open challenge for the TBS Championship. So, medyo random to kasi medyo walang build-up, especially if you don't watch ROH, diba? Sinabi lang na it's an open challenge, then they played her vignette introducing herself to yung viewers ng Dynamite, and then boom, she made her debut, and then she actually balled and had a pretty long match with Mercedes. So, as far as I know, I believe it was her first match with Mercedes kasi hindi sila nag-cross paths in WWE, diba?
Random aside, it's just crazy that I can finally have a conversation among peers in the local wrestling scene and say, our guest is coming from AEW this week.
Yeah.
So kaya wala pa siya dito. As opposed to other guests that we have now. So yeah, I haven't actually gotten to see this yet, but really cool. I do think obviously it's a stepping stone to Lacey being all elite, so it's glad that we're able to get her now before that happens, because I feel like she is also impressing people, specifically Tony Khan in the back. So congrats to her, congrats to them. This is a nice spot for her. I don't think a lot of people had her in their bingo cards as to be on AEW, but I am glad that she is showing out and showing people okay, this is kind of what WWE was missing when they let her go.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for Lacey Lane, and it was indeed a great match. It was some sort of a showcase, and Mercedes put over big time. By having a great match with her, and I think this is parang some sort of a tryout din kumbaga, and I think she passed with flying colors here, and I think we can expect that post, diba, na Lacey Lane is all elite pretty soon.
Well, to be fair, they haven't really been doing that graphic for a while.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, congrats to Lacey Lane. Looking forward to seeing her here at DexCon, diba? Yung homecoming niya. If you haven't seen the match yet, it's worth noting that she's no longer billed from the Philippine Islands. So she's now billed from Winter Park, Florida. And then yung Philippine references niya, it's in her gear. So like TJP, she's got the 8th grade sun on her chest and on her knee pads. So
yeah.
All right, moving on. Okada and Takeshita have a tag team championship match against Brodido at Wrestle Dream after they defeated Brodido in a double jeopardy tag team match. Tapos pinagpatuloy nila yung tension between the two Japanese superstars.
I actually don't mind if Takeshita and Okada win the tag team titles here. Yes, like odd couple tag teams always work. They always make for entertaining TV, entertaining stuff. And these two, yung mga bangayan nila, so entertaining. So, I won't mind if they can actually snag the tag team titles here from Brodido.
Yeah, that wouldn't be terrible, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think they're also pretty high on Brodido as a tag team. But yes, I think they're fast tracking the feud now. Kasi malino naman eh. It's not one of those will they, won't they feuds that's happening. They are pretty on the nose about how there is professional jealousy between the two for whichever reason. Maybe because they're from technically opposing Japanese promotions, but it's not one of those things that it's slow burning. It's already burning, and the only question is whether it's gonna burn hotter from here.
So you don't think na may possibility na maging parang Alexa Bliss and Charlotte sila?
Oh no,
I don't think they need to do that. Like I think people want to see them just have matches already against each other. I feel like that's where the money is, compared to trying to milk a whole storyline that could go wrong, considering how AEW does, or how the last odd couple tag team storyline didn't end up in their favor, which is see Adam Cole and MJF.
Okay. Yeah. That.
Right. Thanks for reminding me. Ang naisip ko nga was Keith Lee and Swerve. So, all right. Last bit here from AEW. Pac had his first match on Dynamite in a while, and he looked really, really different. He looked super jacked.
Yeah.
parang nag-bulk siya. He's now billed at 217 pounds, which is kind of hard to believe since he used to go by like 194, 195. So he had his match against Orange Cassidy, and then after that, there were shenanigans. Darby Allin got involved. A Molotov cocktail was almost ignited, and Darby had to be tackled by security. Guard, may baliw.
Missing din palang security sa mga wrestling event, no? Parang perfect. Usually they would just stand there and, they get beaten up. But this is like the first time.
No, when you write the segments, that's what happens. That's what they do.
Like, it's the first time that I actually saw
But
security
also,
took action.
Darby Allin is also one of the few wrestlers who is actually smaller than the security they hire for these segments.
Sabagay, yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking when I was watching, I was thinking they should have let him lit the Molotov cocktail. I would have.
Gago pag nasindihan na yun, especially if you try to break it, if you try to squash the bottle, that's gonna make it explode even more.
Yeah, all bets are off, Emil Nate. What the hell's wrong with you?
No, to be fair, good boy si Emil. Hindi siya nakikipaglaro with Molotov cocktails.
Because I want to see how far these two would go. Sila Moxley and
they can't
Darby
really break a
Allin.
Molotov.
I want to see how far you can throw the Molotov cocktail.
You can't really break a Molotov. It's not like your typical pyro that that you can fake when it comes to explosions in wrestling.
Kung naglalaro kayo ng GTA, did you ever love using the Molotovs? Because I did.
Yeah.
That was my weapon of choice.
Yeah, I don't understand why Emil thinks you can actually light a Molotov and try to stop it.
Well, I don't know how it works, so that's the thing.
Exactly.
I just thought it's like a grenade.
I need someone to clip yung security guard tackling Darby Allin tapos superimpose yung mukha ni Emil Nate. That's a hell of a clip right there. Right, let's take our first Emil Nate dance break. When we come back, we'll talk about NXT TNA Showdown right after this. Let's go to WWE naman and talk about Showdown, the NXT TNA crossover event. What did you guys think of the whole thing first, from a macro perspective?
It was a good show. We got it was a wrestling heavy show compared to your usual NXT episode, and the matches. For me, what stole since wala sa agenda natin, so might as well talk about this. I think Ali and Ethan Page match stole the show. That's like the best match for me of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was I felt like they should have tried to hold this in a bigger arena. I don't know what the logistics are like. I don't know if they had time to figure out if they can book an arena for this the way they booked the way they can book NXT PLE, but I felt like it didn't deserve the relatively small time atmosphere of the Performance Center. Like, it could still be a TV episode. Don't get me wrong. Like the same way SmackDown is while being in a big arena. Pero for such a supposedly landmark event, I felt like it didn't convey that big time historic event that two competing promotions technically were featured on the same show. It felt like a random TV episode, and I felt like it deserved more than that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, I think I forgot to say na they brought back a couple of theme songs from the past in this episode, diba? We had the Inspiration You know, they played their old WWE theme song, which got a pop out of me since I love CFOs. And Mustafa Ali also, when he came out, he also used yung his babyface theme, yung Go Hard, di ba? Yun yung name ng song na yun. So it was a nice moment. Parang they recognize na these guys are also former WWE wrestlers.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all of the TNA talent who crossed over and got involved in Showdown. I would say like a huge chunk of them did have history with WWE or NXT. Yung hindi lang talaga, or yung wala lang talagang like connections to WWE lore are 3 of the 4 Team TNA men.
Yeah.
Kasi diba si Kazarian was on SmackDown for a cup of coffee in 2004. So, you know.
Nobody remembers that.
Oh, I do.
No, I mean, people watching now. But syempre, I mean, like I've even forgot about that because it was.
He was
such
the
a-
future,
it-
and the future
it was
looks
such a-
bright.
It was such a quick diba?
Saka I associate Kazarian talaga with TNA.
Sure. Oo naman,
Yeah,
oo
yeah,
naman. Sinasabi ko lang na for those who remember their ruthless aggression lore, yung mga
right.
velocity episodes from that time, then that would be a nice little Easter egg, diba?
Ayan.
So let's dig into NXT Showdown. So it started off with the winner take all tag team championship match between the Hardy Boys and Dark State, and the Hardy Boys won the NXT Tag Team Championship, adding to their impressive collection of tag team titles across their entire career.
Honestly, when this was announced, I knew the Hardys was gonna win the tag team titles. Kasi, di ba, they're Hardys, you know? And it was pointed out during the promo that they did last week and in the commentary during the match that the NXT Tag Team Championships are the only WWE branded tag team titles that the Hardys haven't won yet. So it was like, okay, they're pointing out the obvious here. So so the Hardys are obviously gonna win. And they, it was a good match. It was it was a great showing by Dark State as well, but it was the Hardys night, and it is great to see them holding WWE branded titles again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when you really see that matchup, sino talaga mananalo, diba? Like a couple of legends or a Dark State, young guns. Diba? So good stuff. I think people wanted it to happen, naman. And there is some talk about how NXT or this particular matchup on NXT and TNA were showcasing quote unquote today's young stars in the Hardys and Dudley Boys. Pero, you do have to realize that yes, while people like to see up and coming stars, a major subset of wrestling fans also want to see the old guys, quote unquote, because they are the big stars of yesteryear. Feel what you want to feel about them. Feel what you want to feel about the way they move now. About how they're obviously not in their youth and prime. People still want the name brand. That's why people cheer Goldberg to Emil Nate's chagrin. Diba? That's why people cheer John Cena. I mean, sometimes you want the big star. You want the nostalgia hit. Diba? And it's Dark State. No one's gonna mourn Dark State for now.
That's true. Yeah.
So may implications din to because the Hardy Boys are taking the NXT Tag Team Championships, and as we'll get to in the predictions, apparently the NXT Tag Team Championships are also at stake in one final table. So
imagine if the Dudleys win the NXT.
I mean that tells you where the match is going, what the result is.
Probably, probably, yeah.
I mean, Devon is out there fighting for his life.
Okay. Yeah.
Gusto ko rin na yung history ng NXT Tag Team Championship, diba? You've got the British Ambition, you've got the Ascension, and all these up-and-coming tag teams, biglang the Hardy Boys. Like, 30 years down the road, some wrestling historian's gonna go through the title history and be like, what happened there? It was a moment in time.
I mean, the NXT Championship, dude. I mean, you go from guys.
Sabagay, no, yeah.
You go from guys like Seth Rollins to Samoa Joe,
Bobby
Shinsuke
Roode.
Nakamura, Bobby Roode. Matagal na yan nangyayari.
yung showdown by the end of it, it ended in a 2-2 tie for NXT and TNA. So Ethan Page retained his championship against Mustafa Ali. Team NXT women won the match, yung Survivor Series, and then Team TNA men, they won their Survivor Series matchup. So what did you think of the 2-2 result?
It was bound to be that way. you know,
I actually
I-
wasn't. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think when I was watching the show nga, yun nga, parang after one match, napipredict ko na yung mangyayari sa sunod. Because it's gonna be a tit for tat. Diba? Diba? Hardy's won the first, TNA won the first match. And then, TNA din, diba? What was the second match? Was that the women?
Mustafa
diba?
Ali and Ethan Page.
Ayun, the Mustafa Ali, diba? Si Ethan Page yung nanalo. And then, the women, and then, the NXT women and the TNA men won at the end. So it was, I kind of expected something like that to go down. They're just gonna end the night with the tie.
I actually wasn't keeping track of the score. Like, yes, it mattered, pero I was also just looking at specifically whether or not TNA would get any wins, diba? Like, I just needed them to get a win over NXT, kahit, in some form. Like, I don't care if they lost. What matters is they scored. They were on the board, and the men's TNA team actually beating the NXT team was a lot more impactful for me. Like, more
Bakit?
so than, kasi it really was, it really was the marker of whether or not TNA was being taken seriously in this war, in this conflict. And by letting Team TNA win that match, the biggest match, arguably on this card, in name power as well, they were essentially proving na, okay, hindi wala lang yung TNA as a brand. Like, okay, they have a fighting chance in this, and they're not just nobodies. Diba? They're not just the other company outside WWE. So I appreciated that a lot more, and especially that it really built up the story surrounding Ricky Sainz, Trick Williams, and Mike Santana.
Mm-hmm. I actually am still shocked now we get to talk about all of this in this manner, diba? Na TNA is in a position where it's got a lot of credibility under the WWE umbrella. Especially if you were alive or if kung meron ka ng malay as a wrestling fan nung Ruthless Aggression era when TNA existed as the alternative promotion, diba? It was the place where people would go and have a variation sa ring name nila, and they would take pot shots at WWE left and right. It's just insane na 2 decades later, here we are. There's an actual partnership between WWE and TNA, and they're essentially appearing on each other's shows.
So it's also wild na WWE is now recognizing TNA in Ghana, di ba? And not just with the NXT stuff, kasi I remember watching Raw the other day, and di ba, they aired a parang video package with Cena and Styles, and
yes,
they recognized that Styles was the face of TNA, and they were showing a bunch of video footage of Styles during his TNA day. So it's still wild, it just like opened up this, yun nga, yung forbidden door na sinasabi with these two companies. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is insane. Like, we're like a step away from WWE buying TNA, but it's still, it's still a separate entity.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a different conversation for another time. I want to talk about yung special guest referees, and I want to get your thoughts on Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace. Like, did they make you feel na neutral talaga sila, or that they were partial towards one side? Kasi yun yung story nila, diba, heading into Showdown, na who's loyal, which side are they ultimately loyal to?
It didn't really matter. They ultimately didn't matter in the end result of the story. I think a bit kay Jordan Grace on the women's side, kasi there was a moment there where I think someone was distracted, diba? And I think that's gonna matter in the future storyline. But as for the match itself, parang they were just there. They counted a pin, and they pretty much, called the match right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just baby faces. Like, hindi rin na explore masyado yung status nila of being former TN, or in Jordan's case, former TNA talent, and in Joe Hendry's case, current TNA talent who is like 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, Joe Hendry isn't even part of Bound for Glory. Like he's not part of the advertised matches at all, considering na Bound for Glory is TNA's WrestleMania, and Joe Hendry for the last couple of years has basically been their biggest star.
He was just the world heavyweight champion early this year.
So that's pretty unusual for me, pretty jarring to get to.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to predictions. Let's start with Crown Jewel Perth. We're going to do things chronologically since Saturday night yung Crown Jewel and Bound for Glory is Sunday morning, Manila time. For Crown Jewel Perth, we have 5 announced matches on the card. We're going to start with the Australian street fight, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed.
Okay, Bronson has to win this match. Like, he can't lose again to Roman.
Yeah, that's what we said last time.
Oh, di ba? Last time sabi natin, if they were gonna do the beatdown segment after, why they didn't have Bronson win the match, di ba? So they should throw Bronson a bone here and win in front of his home crowd.
I agree.
All right. Australian street fight. I'm looking forward to like uniquely Australian elements, like probably a street sign with the name Woolloomooloo, which is like a street in Sydney. Let's get to the tag team match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and the Kabuki Warriors. Ito na, our favorite Kaba or GL storyline.
I'm conflicted with this one.
Oh, are you Kairi Sane now too?
No, because may momentum yung heel turn ni Asuka eh. And if they're going to lose, parang masasayang sa akin yun. And I think this feud will go beyond Crown Jewel. And I actually think the 2 main Raw women's storylines are gonna be combined for War Games this year. Yung this feud and the Lyra Bailey Judgment Day feud are gonna be combined for War Games, I feel like. So for this one, I go with the Kabuki Warriors here.
Although Rhea won the last time they were in Perth, it's tough. I don't see her losing either again. Because hometown, pero home country. But the Kabuki Warriors have been kicking ass this whole time that it's hard for them to also win this one, considering wrestling logic. So I'll give it to Rio for now.
Is this the hottest the Kabuki Warriors have ever been for you?
Yeah.
Even more than when they were champions?
Yeah.
I think sige, Ro.
No. They're just in a story that everyone cares about now. Diba? More than usual, more than the last time.
For me, I think they were at their hottest when they were feuding with Charlotte and Becky for the tag team titles years ago. But they are in a pretty good spot as of the moment where they get TV time, and they are in a feud that doesn't involve titles, which is again with yung point natin kay Rhea is it's good to have her be featured and not and her not be involved with any titles at all. So this is a good. They're in a good spot.
Yeah, I think it's a great way then for Rhea to not not be a victim of her own success the way Charlotte was.
True. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the marquee matchup. John Cena, the Never Seen 17 versus the face that runs the place, AJ Styles.
I'm excited for this one. This is a again, it's gonna be one of those nostalgic matchups for me kasi yun nga, these two have been the faces of their own generation. Diba? The video package pointed that out. I don't think Cena will lose again ever until his final match. So I'm gonna go with Cena.
Yeah, I felt like the match with Brock left a bad taste in so many people's mouths that they have to make up for it with matches that essentially are just exhibitions until Cena, runs out his clock. So they're gonna have a good match, and Cena will get the feel good win. Although people also will feel good about an AJ Styles win, but syempre, kailangan bumawi eh. Cena needs his win back, diba? Unless he puts over AJ because he's leaving first, you know. But
Putting over the young guy on his way
Yeah.
out.
on his way out. So I feel like it could go realistically either way. It's just that Emil's right. There is a more of an impetus to make up for what Cena went through last time, or what Cena's fans went through last time.
Wala akong alam but what if, just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna throw this out there. What if Gallows and Anderson come out and then they just beat up John Cena?
Again. I mean, we don't know about their contract status kung saan ba sila nag-work as the moment. So, yeah, pwede, di ba? Di natin alam.
I just find it super funny if that happens.
Uh,
It's 2016 all over again.
yeah.
Let's get to the 2 Crown Jewel Championship matches. On the women's side, you've got the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton going up against the new Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer.
Stephanie here. This is an easy one. Easy pick for me. Stephanie. Yeah.
Bakit easy, Emil?
Bakit easy?
I mean, she has all the momentum right now. She's the champion with more to lose, I guess.
Tiffany has been undefeated since winning the WWE Women's Championship
Exactly.
in January.
Oh, that's her first loss is gonna be against another champion.
So you're saying that that's less momentum than Stephanie?
Hey, yeah, with the way the SmackDown Women's Division is going right now, I can say that Stephanie has more momentum than Tiffany. So go with Stephanie here.
I am also gonna. I'm also gonna go with Stephanie here. I think they realize they are fully aware that Stephanie has a hot hand, and they're gonna ride that wave wherever wherever it takes them.
Shout out to WWE YouTube channel for posting that 5-minute compilation of the Devil's Kiss.
That's for all the gooners.
Yes.
5 minutes, for all the 5-minute men out there. Or all the 5-minute women. Inclusive tayo.
Yes.
Finally, we've got the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes goes up against Seth freaking Rollins. So of the 4 champions na nandito sa Crown Jewel Championship matches, only Cody is in line to repeat.
Yeah. But what does it really matter?
Yes, rings.
Rings! Oh, favorite ni Emil Nate yun.
Oh, rings.
Seth is being primed to look good here. Kasi, diba they delivered that ultimatum with Heyman. Hindi naman ultimatum, pero it was a pretty damning observation on Heyman's, on the Oracle's end, diba? Like if Seth loses, and Heyman will question himself, bakit niya pinili si Seth over Roman? Why did he betray both Roman and Punk for Seth? So I think that spells pretty much the result of this story, of this matchup.
Yeah, I will agree. I think the way this feud has been going, diba? The way the promo battles between these two, it's setting up for a Seth Rollins win here. Diba? Yun nga, diba, sabi ni Seth, I have to beat him. Yes. Said that multiple times. And in the last time that they were face to face, Cody had the upper hand. So wrestling logic says Seth is gonna win. I'm going with Seth.
Yung wrestling logic ba nag-a-apply even after a 3-year gap?
I think that's a tough one. Yeah, kasi 3-0 si Cody Rhodes, di ba?
Yeah, but that was 3 years ago. 3.5.
And Cody's been pointing
Doesn't matter.
that out.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the story. That's the backstory, diba? Like, it is still the backstory informing this current story. So it's not specifically wrestling logic the way I talk about it here on the podcast. When someone is dejado, they're gonna eventually be booked to come out on top. That's not what we're referring to here, but more of the overall backstory that they're telling that got them to this point. So I guess to answer the question, probably not the way you're thinking of, but I think it is still a factor.
All right. Before we get to Bound for Glory predictions, I just want to get your thoughts on yung bali-balita na meron na raw final opponent for John Cena.
Yeah, it's
okay, let's just put it out here. It's reportedly Gunther.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Diba?
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
Yeah, kasi, di ba, Gunther gave Goldberg a decent match. Di ba? So, I do hope, Gunther gives Cena a hell of a match here, and I hope Cena doesn't complain afterwards. Like Goldberg. Like Goldberg did, I'm just making a joke here. But yeah, people have been penciling in that matchup ever since Cena announced his retirement. They want to see that match. They want to see Gunther beat the living hell out of John Cena. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I said that. I think I said a couple of episodes ago, like whoever Cena's final opponent is, it's probably not going to be who we think it is, and Gunther kind of lines up with all of that because people are usually penciling in people who are connected to Cena strongly and closely. So I feel like if it is Gunther, it does line up with what I said. Na, it's not someone that people are predicting.
All right. So yeah, let's take one more Emil Nate dance break and then we'll run through TNA Bound for Glory.
Mahal ko, pagkat saan ka man naroon, pitig ng puso ko'y para sa'yo. Naghihirap man ang aking damdamin, nagmamahal pa rin sa'yo, giliw. Libutin man kita'y di ko magawa, hindi pa rin ako nagbabago.
TNA Bound for Glory is also happening this weekend. It will be Sunday Manila time. So if you want to catch that show, go to bed early right after Crown Jewel. Tapos wake up early the next day. Okay, magpapakalasing. All right, let's get to the predictions. There's a Call Your Shot gauntlet match. It's a 20-person intergender gauntlet match, and the winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within 1 year for a championship match of their choosing.
So parang yung Casino Gauntlet, di ba? Ganyan din eh.
Yeah. Although they did this first.
Alright.
This was a thing that they did first. We don't know who is on this match.
We do not know. It is a big TBA.
But right now, I actually saw the wiki page of this pay-per-view, and the confirmed entries so far is Xia Li and Vance Warner. But yeah, I don't think both those two are gonna win. This could be really anyone, I think, in my opinion. But I feel like
hometown man.
I feel like it's gonna be siguro top of my head. I feel like it's gonna be Moose because I don't know. It's just one of the top guys there. So
Moose has a match.
Oh, he does. Oh yeah, see,
it's fine. Kung wala kang prediction, that's okay.
Wala, yeah. It could really be anyone. Really,
yeah, this shouldn't have been on here, but because we don't really know who is available to pick. So it is what it is.
Maybe. I don't know who
sure. All right. Moving on, there's a match between Tessa Blanchard and Gia Miller, which stems from Tessa Blanchard attacking Gia Miller several weeks or a couple months ago on TNA Impact.
But
yeah, I don't see Tessa losing here. I feel like Gia is gonna get her NPC becomes a wrestler for one night moment, and she's gonna have a good one. Pero Tessa is still the wrestler, and she is still, an experienced pro wrestler, a legit pro wrestler here.
Personal bias, I just can't root for Tessa Blanchard.
Sure, I'm not saying we root for her. I'm just saying, Gia Miller's an NPC who was wrestling.
Yeah.
Para Josh Matthews versus JBL back in the day.
All right, I go with I suppose Rose right here. Tessa might win. Might win this match.
Next up, you've got the 10-person intergender hardcore war between the System, led by Moose Emil Nate, taking on Order 4.
Order 4 better win here. Like,
Yeah, I feel like Order 4 will win.
if you don't hitch your wagon to Ali, then what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
Bakit
Sino
Order
yung
4 pa rin sila? Lima na sila, di ba?
What?
Sabagay.
Si
Are the
Special
Order
Agent Zero.
Order 4, they're the heels, right? In this
Yes.
match.
Yes.
Alright.
So,
Yeah, go Order
nag-turn
4.
face na yung the System.
Yes, oo nga pala, because of Dark State. Yeah, I go with Order 4 here.
Mm-hmm. Next up, you've got a rematch for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship. The new champs, the Inspiration, will defend against the Elegance brand.
Oof.
I think the Inspiration retains.
No. Yeah, they just won the thing, and I feel like again the Elegance brand is headed to either a makeover or a disbandment. Kasi wala na si Ash. But then again, if you disband the Elegance brand tag team unit, what else do you have sa tag team division ng Knockouts, diba?
Angel Warriors.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So you do need your tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
I actually feel like if you have the Inspiration as the Knockouts Tag Team Championship, they can essentially bring that title over to NXT because NXT has a lot of women tag teams, diba? They got Saruka, they got Fatal Influence. So I think I would rather see the Inspiration be the tag team champions and cross over both brands.
Okay. Next up, you've got one final table for the TNA World Tag Team Championship and presumably the NXT Tag Team Championship. It's the Hardy Boys versus Team 3D.
I just hope everyone comes out of this match healthy and not injured. But I think there's too much negativity online with this match ever since it was announced. It's still Hardys and Dudley Boys. They are two of the legendary tag teams of all time. And I feel like a table match is a safe match for them to do rather than a ladder match. I think that, pinag-usapan natin kanina because the NXT tag team title on the line, Hardys are probably gonna retain because again, we don't team 3D isn't active, diba? That Devon has been is essentially retired, diba? So the Hardys retain here.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. That is it. Like the entire result hinges on the fact that Devon is essentially retired because of his health issues. Diba? Like the fact that he is pushing himself to do this is actually pretty dangerous. It is almost Randy the Ram-esque in its danger. Diba? But if he got the okay from his doctor, then di okay. Pero you shouldn't expect him to fulfill the duties of a tag champion after this match, right? It's going to be a nostalgia hit for whoever is still pining for the glory days of the
25
TLC
years ago.
25 years ago, the TLC tag teams, diba? So I hope you get your fix, and it's gonna be a fun moment, I guess. We'll see the Hardys and the Dudleys do it again. So I hope that they're able to pull out some tricks from their sleeves and not disappoint the people who are tuning in partially because of this match or maybe mainly because of this match. So it has a significant place on this card as the big nostalgia draw. So sana they get through it just fine, as Emil said.
Mm-hmm.
In a perfect world, andito din dapat si Edge and Christian.
Sure.
The world isn't perfect.
Yes. In other news, water is wet. For those who aren't aware, si Devon has actually been retired for like a decade at this point. Kasi diba he retired after Aces and Eights.
WWE run.
No,
WWE
Aces and
run.
Eights. No, like Aces and Eights muna siya, diba? And then he was a producer with WWE. So after Aces and Eights, he basically stopped competing full time.
Did the Dudleys had one last run?
Yeah.
Yes.
15?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Tama.
The WWE run.
Right.
They had
And then he
one
became
last
a
run.
producer. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since Devon was regularly competing. So
Yeah.
For context for everybody. All right, let's get to the singles championships. The international championships on the line. Frankie Kazarian defends against the former champion Steve Macklin.
Frankie retains, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Hindi naman not for nothing kasi, Steve Macklin is kind of a big deal in TNA. Pero well, Frankie has been touting, being one of the main antagonists on the TNA side, both against TNA and NXT. So I feel like he can give up the championship here so he can go after the winner of the main event.
All right. Before we move on to the next one, Miguel Carlo in the comments says, totoo palang may pa-dance move. Kala ko
Yes,
joke
sir.
lang yun pag sa Spotify.
Yes, sir.
First off, thank you for listening sa Spotify. I
Yeah,
hope you
yeah.
follow us and I hope you can leave a comment there as well. Second, yes, hindi kami nanggagago. Meron talagang dance move si Emil Nate. Kaya punta ka na sa Quizzle Pabuza on
Yeah.
October 31 para mapanood mo in person. Okay, next, we've got the X Division Championship. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans in a Spider-Man meme match. And I say that just because they are very, very alike stylistically.
This is the match I'm excited for the most. This is a match that people have been wanting, diba, over the last year or so. I think Leon retains here, but yeah, I think Leon retains. It's gonna be a hell of a. This is gonna be match of the night, for sure.
Yeah, I think Leon retains. I think Javon's headed to the main roster sooner than later.
Yes,
And they don't really need another NXT guy taking a TNA championship, even though you have like the Hardys having an NXT championship for once.
Next up, the Knockouts World Championship is on the line. Kelani Jordan defends against Indy Hartwell, who was a special ref when Kelani Jordan won the title.
This is a tough one, actually.
Yeah, I
It's
need
tough.
Indy to win. Yeah, that's my pick. Indy is the one they've been hitching their wagon to since she got there. And I think the entire Masha situation and the entire Ash situation is, the stars lining up for Indy to get her moment.
You know what? For sure. Let's go Indy Hartwell here. For the win. Kasi that's the story that they've been telling on TNA, yung frustrations ni Indy.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So I would want, and this is their biggest show of the year. So I would want them to have the babyface moment here with Indy winning the title.
Yeah, I'd love to see this for Indy as well. Tama ka, Ro. The stars are lining up for her. Swerte siya in a sense because of the timing, diba? Kind of like when she won yung NXT Women's Championship. Like it was a brief window that kind of aligned rin for Indy to take that title back then.
Yeah.
Moving on to the main event, the TNA World Championship. Trick Williams defends against Mike Santana.
It's time. It's time.
What
It's
am
time
I-
for Trick. It's time for Trick to lose the title here. You had a good run, had a good solid run here with the title, but you gotta go with the TNA guy here. I go with Mike Santana.
Tapos si
Yeah.
Chicky Williams pa rin nanalo.
I don't see the upside of that, honestly, if he retains, especially the biggest show of the year. I don't think they're gonna do that.
They gave up Mike Santana winning in his hometown of New York
Yon, yeah.
to build up for what is their biggest show on the calendar, diba? So if they don't pull the trigger now, then it really will be LOL TNA still.
To be fair, they did the same to Joe Hendry, diba? Before.
Oh,
Na
exactly.
They delayed his title win. And
Oh.
by the time that he won the title, we could say he wasn't as hot as he was when
No, but
he
it was still a good
supposed
moment.
to. Oh, it was still a good moment, but they tend to do this
Yeah.
delaying thing.
Well, where do you think they learned it from? diba? It's still the long-term storytelling that they wanted to do. Like,
the Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, the Cody, the Brian, the stuff like that.
I will argue, not to completely defend yung decision to delay Joe Hendry's World Championship win, but the timing of it all allowed for Joe Hendry to enter the Royal Rumble as TNA World Champion and not be, hindi siya parang stale na. Diba? And then he got to enter WrestleMania as a surprise entrant, diba? as TNA World Champion. And by that point, ganun din, hindi pa sawa yung mga tao with him as World Champion. Again, remembering na Bound for Glory takes place in October. So, I guess, in retrospect, parang it worked out pa rin para kay Joe Hendry. No one's, like now, no one's really complaining na, oh, Joe Hendry wasn't World Champion by Bound for Glory because of everything that happened at the start of the year.
Yeah.
You'll say that.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, so we'll see kung ano mangyayari kay Mike Santana here. Whether or not he wins at Bound for Glory. Just tune in na lang tayo sa Sunday dahil wala tayong alam. Mas lalo na si Emil dahil hindi siya booker ng TNA. NXT lang. All right, let's wind down and get to some plugs. Ro, what do you have going on?
Just go. May take a spot for Sari Sari Slam happening next week, and
1 week from Sunday.
1 week from Sunday, indeed. So go check that out. Meet and greet on Saturday, the 18th.
I'm hosting it, by the way.
Yeah.
Good.
Sari Sari Slam. The show on the 19th is your chance to see Ate Lacey, Kuya Carlo, Ate Kid Bandit, everyone who is coming home to the motherland, if you will.
Pati si Hotdog de San Jose.
Yeah. Tickets start at 900 pesos, so go check that out. You will not regret it. I'm telling you.
Oh, Julian, meron bang tickets?
It is pretty stacked.
Hey, we're giving away tickets on the live stream next week.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, yeah.
So tune in kayo, please.
Yeah.
Tune into the live stream.
I know maraming events, but it's that time of the year, so it's a lot of fun. It's gonna be worth it. So go check out. May tickets pa, may slots pa for Crown Jewel happening this Saturday. Just go to the Facebook page or walk in. And tickets, wala pa lang tickets for wala pa lang early bird for Quizzle Pabuza, but consider going to that if you don't have your Halloween plans just yet and you want to party with wrestling fans with your wrestling costume.
Yeah, we will be your friends for Halloween. Kami mga ka-trick or treat ninyo kahit na walang candy.
Yes.
Right, Emil, any NBA 2K streams, may mga mumurahin ka ba sa
no streams this weekend kasi we have the Crown Jewel build party. But in the next week or so, I might do some gameplay, some my career stuff. So just watch out for that.
All right. For me naman, now steaming. The current season is ongoing. We celebrated the Mid-Autumn Festival this week. So yung episode namin on Monday, my co-host Kimberly Mas and I talked about the dice game. Na is a staple for us Chinoys and why we play it, why we celebrate it, why our generation is now the one organizing it for the generation that will come after us. So it's a fun episode, a good trip down memory lane as well. Make sure to follow us on our social media, by the way. It is @_StanC, @RoisWar, @Chino Supersized, and @EML_Meister. And we got to say thank you to babyface producer Jasper for always putting us over behind the scenes and making us sound good. And for those of you who want more content from us, we are recording a special episode with friend of the podcast and DexCon headliner Carlo Cannon. So that's happening tomorrow, Friday. So watch out for that episode sometime early next week. Syempre, yung weekend reacts and picks of the week, hindi rin mawawala yan. And we'll catch each other next week for another live stream right before DexCon weekend. But we got to get out of here, so hit us up at Wrestling2XPod, at Wrestling Podcast, depending on the social media feed you're on. And on behalf of Ro Moran and Emil Nate, I'm Stan C, reminding everyone to stay safe, stay dry, and don't be a dick. Wrestling Podcast. Out. Later, Outcasts.
Peace.